Hi guys, it's PJ, and yep, I'm in my bed. And the reason why I'm in my bed is because you guys have all said that you don't quite understand a lot of what I do when I do magic. You say that, like, you ask me questions like, does it have to be a red candle? Does it have to be, a certain kind of twine or whatnot? Everything you guys ask me about is more about the tools than about the actual spell. The spell comes with the intention. So I'm going to do a mantra for you. I'm going to do it exactly the way I would do it if I was home doing this myself. And there's Mabel. And yeah, so you get the right idea about all the questions you guys asked me about all the little things I use, like dragon's blood, and it's all good. It's good to have the right tools for the right job. But if you don't have those tools, certainly you can exchange things. Just like if you needed to unscrew something, how many times do you do it with a butter knife? That's the type of stuff that doesn't matter. So hold on, we're going to do a mantra together. I'm in bed. I'm laying down. I'm not too hot, not too cold. You don't want to be curled up warm because then you're going to fall asleep a lot of times, which is fine. If you do, that's what you do. But you're trying to do a mantra. You have a job to do. Usually before I do a real spell, like if I want to do a zagro where I lay a thought in someone's mind, I would do a bath or a shower or a certain kind of purification bath. I did not do that tonight because I'm just showing you. And as you can tell, because my makeup's all in my face. But normally I would do some sort of purification thing to get ready. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter. For intents and purposes, let's just say I did that, okay? All right, and then I want you to go back. Like, let's say this is a return of a love. Okay, so you know how everybody has that perfect moment in time? Like, it's just the single moment where you and the person you want to get back, you and your partner, when you're just like perfect together. Like Jeff and I have those moments. They don't last long, but what they lack in length, they certainly make up for in depth. And they're just these moments. Like, mine isn't like sexual, although it can be sexual. Mine's not sexual. The one that reels in my head. And when I say that, I can reel it over and over and over and over in my head. And it's just this simple moment when I was actually in a chair and he had come over and like kind of got on his knees and just had laid his head right here on me. And there was this moment, where like all the stars aligned or something, and I felt like him and I were like one, and like it was just this moment. And everybody has those moments in your relationship where it makes your stomach like kind of tweak real tight when you think about it, and you can play that moment over and over and over. Just that one thing, that one time he laid his head down, and him and I like kind of I knew he was feeling like all the love of our relationship, and I was too, and we were completely connected, and we were like one soul and one moment in time. And it just reels, that him coming in and my hand and where he laid his hand and his head, and that moment, okay? So I use that moment when I do this. That's the moment. That's one. I have many because we were together a long time, but So you have that moment, that connected moment, okay? A very connected moment. And you want to start thinking about it. You want to start playing it over and over and over in your mind. His head coming down, his hand, it just kind of slid down the middle of my stomach, and just for that moment, like I put my hand out and put my hand on his forehead, and we were just entwined. That moment, you want to start breathing in through your nose. When you do that, you want your belly to push out like you're pregnant, okay? Like, it's diaphragm breathing. You're pushing in your diaphragm. So normally when we breathe on a normal day, you expand your chest. I don't want you to do that. I want you to expand your belly. It's a little funny at first, but you'll get used to it. And then when you breathe out, I want you to breathe out through your mouth. And push that belly into the bed, you know. All the way out. Then in. Reel to reel. See it in your mind? That moment you have, that perfect moment. And out. Reel to reel that moment. It's right there. Do you feel it? That one moment at a time. Play it over and over. Magic is intention. The biggest thing about magic isn't the tools. It isn't anything but the intention. The intention you have in your mind. And while you're playing that reel to reel and doing that circular breathing, on the breath out, I want you to say, zagro. And as you're thinking over and over in your mind about that same moment, about that same time, and saying your mantra, I want you to keep doing it until it feels like the rhythm, until you can feel the rhythm of it and the intention of it. And then when I was ready, what I would do was I would keep saying it over and over, over and over, thinking it over and over, putting everything out of your mind except for that one moment, that one piece of time that you wish you could get back, that you want back more than anything, that connection. And then I would go, I would make myself so small, like a little ball, so small, smaller. And then I would shoot out of my house. And I would do it at a time where I thought he was asleep, because then all of his walls would be down, you know? And I figured his subconscious would be like wide open for me. And then I would just shoot myself out the window, out the door, all the way down to his house. I would follow the path of the roads. I had ridden them 1,000 times. I knew exactly like how they went. So I would ride the roads in my mind. I would just ride them all the way down to his house. And then I would get to his house, and the whole time I'm thinking of that moment as I'm charging, flying down to his house, and I'm thinking of that one moment, that one connection, and I'm saying zagro with each breath, and I'm I'm going down the roads, down the roads, down the roads, until I get to his house. And when I get to his house, I go into the house and around and in the bedroom, and I hovered right here, right above his face, his sleeping face. I would be this close while he slept, nose to nose. And the whole time, that reel-to-reel never stopped going on in my brain. And I never stopped saying zagro. 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 Now I'm right in front of him. I'm right in front of here. And I would create a thought. Now the thought would have to be in first person. It can't be the thought, I want you to call me. That would be a thought that is not his own. So I would say, I need to call Paula. And like a feather, like a little feather, I would just lay it in his mind. Zagro. I need to call Paula. And I'd lay it in his mind. Zagro. I miss Paula, and I would lay it in his mind. And the reel-to-reel would always be there, the little reel-to-reel of that moment that was so important that I wanted to capture, that I wanted to get back. And I would just say it again. Zagro, and lay it in his mind. Like a feather, I would just lay it in his mind. Lay it in his mind with each breath. Lay it in his mind, thinking that intention. What was my intention? What was I trying to achieve, to accomplish? I would do that until I couldn't take, until I felt like it was done. There were no rules to it. There was no right or wrong to it. There were no rules. I just kept doing it over and over. So the trick to all these spells that you hear about, or people that you read about that can do spells for you, the truth is, the intention is everything. Manifestation is that's the trick. It's what do you want? It's creating your own reality. It's making things happen with you, with this. It's creating your own truth. And all you can do is project that out. Project it out into the world, into the universe. And that's what's important about spells. Not whether it's a blue candle or a red candle, or is the twine the right color, or is it yarn? It doesn't matter. What matters is what I just did, that thought, that passion, that feeling. That's magic. That's the magic, all right there. That's all the magic you'll ever need, is that thought, that reel-to-reel, because that has all the power in it. That doesn't mean tools aren't important. Of course they're important. If you want to return and you want to do it on a retrograde planet, it's so much more powerful. But just because it's not a retrograde planet right now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do the spell. Do the spell. You still have it in you. You still have your reel-to-reel. You still have your thought process. You still have your intention, your manifestation. That's what's important. So people ask me all the time, can you do a spell for me? Absolutely. It's not going to be as powerful as if you do it. I don't have your moment. I have my moments. So the most important thing about a spell is believing it, is wanting it, is needing it, is feeling it. It's your reality. You can make it anything you want to do. Words are powerful. Mantras are powerful. You can use them, but they're tools. The real work comes when you lie there for an hour or two just manifesting what you want. And if you really want it that bad, you'll put that much time into it. You really will. I've done it 1,000 times. Same with money. If you're going to do a money spell, my biggest thing is be specific. Like wanting $1 million and needing 400 for your electric bill are two different things. That 400 for the electric bill you would get much easier because you're afraid and your intention is, oh my gosh, I need this money. So you can muster that up way easier than $1 million, you know what I mean, that you can't even think of. Spell work is all about manifesting what you want. Make sure that you have the right little thing in your mind. Play the reels that you want, not that you're afraid of. That's how you lose magic spells. You do some wonderful magic spell like I just showed you, and then you cast doubt on it for the next week. It's not going to work. That's how you lose that magic spell. You gain it through that knowledge, that take that powerful moment. You know, if you felt it, he felt it too, or she felt it too. And that's so powerful, that moment in time. It makes people go back and back, even when they don't really think it's good for them. Take that and use it for your benefit, all right? It isn't about the tools, guys. It's always about your intention. That's what makes magic happen. All right, I love you. If you'd like to follow me down the rabbit hole, it is my crazy life. Hit the button down below and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. A thumbs down if you don't. Either way, you're watching me manifest something wonderful in your life. Like a beautiful spell that has that beautiful moment of love that you'll never let go. You'll hold on to it forever. Keep it in your heart. Keep it in your mind the whole time you're doing the spell. And you'll get that love back, okay? I love you. Bye.